Let's go. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. It's the recap lunch hour with me, Ryan McGuffey. Guff. Got plenty of stuff to talk about. The Bears are meeting the media. Caleb Williams just spoke at Hallis Hall. Questions, comments, concerns, bring them. I just polished off my lunch yesterday. I'm still looking up that Alsta 1 pound corned beef sandwich that from Das. I'm thinking about making a trip down there at one point. What do you like? I got a little lazy today. Had like the cracker, like the jalapeno wrap from Jimmy John's. Lazy. Just a bad decision. It's lazy. Went corporate. Too many local spots that I avoided. So anyway, what do we got here, folks? The Bears, the Bulls. Plenty to discuss. The White Sox recap podcast is out, episode 1. Me and Brian Anderson. That debuted this morning. We're jacked up about that. So plenty to come as the White Sox get closer to naming a manager. And I wanted to make sure I'm going to pump this right out of the gate. The Bulls open the season tonight on CHSN at 7 p.m. They're at the New Orleans Pelicans. I want to have a discussion about the Bulls. I do. I actually want to talk about the Bulls. I have a pair of tickets, compliments of my friends over at SEO Level Up, Tommy and Bob, the best in the biz. A pair of tickets to Saturday night's home opener against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You have to be able to go. Don't give me this, I won the tickets but can't go. No, you got to be able to go. Give the people who out there who can and want to go on Saturday night a chance here. We will get to that later in the show. As I mentioned on Twitter a few minutes ago, bring a sandwich to the show and bring your trivia hat because it's a 2-part trivia question. It's coming later in the show. You have to be able to attend, and we'll see. We'll see. I think the Bulls, I honestly think the Bulls, I've been saying this for a couple days and certainly into the last week, they're curious. They open the season tonight, as I mentioned, CHSN, 7 p.m. for those who can see it. They have this group, if Zach LaVine healthy, yes, right now. Lonzo Ball, to me, is the complete game changer of this team. He's going to play 14 to 16 minutes tonight per Billy Donovan. 14 to 16 minutes of Lonzo Ball. I don't know. Hopefully he plays 82 games. I had an anticipation that he would play this. I thought Lonzo Ball was playing this many games this year. The fact that they're getting any production from him is huge. And look here. And look, Thomas, I feel you. I feel you, man. I do. I feel you. I felt that way prior to learning that Lonzo Ball was actually available. And let's be honest, Lonzo Ball's not some 8-time all-star that's got a Hall of Fame resume, but in the limited action we did see him when he signed this contract with the Bulls, he was what they needed. He was what Billy Donovan came here for, to kind of run an offense through a true point guard like that. So I hear you that zero people care about the Bulls. You're a lifelong Bulls fan. I'm a lifelong Bulls fan. I think the Bulls have been mired in mediocrity for a long time. They've just been kind of standing pat. They are a top 5 attendance team, a top 5 merchandise team. And sometimes you wonder if that's just good enough. And I don't think that's okay. The Bulls, as we know, from those of us who are around the Jordan era, they've lived off that and probably will live off that as long as this franchise exists. So Jones, here's one. I agree with you. Jones, I'm excited to see Lonzo in action again too. I can't even believe what he's doing is historic. He had a experimental surgery basically, and now is coming back and playing NBA basketball. So anything you get out of him, let's just cross your fingers and hope that Lonzo Ball stays healthy, whatever that might mean. I anticipate if when the Bulls are playing a 3-4 at any point, he'll get a day off or 2 days off. I think you got to be smart with how you use Lonzo Ball. So again, I will be giving away Bulls tickets later in the show. There's plenty to talk about. I saw LeBron James and Bronny come into the game last night. As a father, I tip my cap. I thought that was really cool. I also think, I don't know if Bronny James is an NBA basketball player, but I thought the father-son moment was historic. And we've never seen that before, and maybe never see that again. What do we have here from our guy Cub fan 1908? I couldn't watch 1 second of the Bills. They brought world peace. Lonzo will last 5 games top. History is on my side. I'm going to live in the positive world, brother. It's too easy to be negative. It's too easy to be negative about Chicago sports. There's a lot going wrong, with our teams. There's no real, like the Bears are, and we're going to get into the Bears here in a second. Bears certainly by far our biggest hope right now. Thomas, look, I understand, dude. I get it. I can't watch them. Like that TV right there, I'm going to have to go out and get an antenna tonight because I can't see them either. But I do know, from what I heard, Jones, you're chiming in here. I bought a digital antenna. I've had plenty of friends and family that have had success doing the digital antenna for cheap. You can get it as cheap as $15-20. You can go up the ladder and get $40 to $60. I've heard there's, paying, you pay for what you get, right? So like if you pay a little more, the problem is depending on where you live, I've heard there can be some scanning issues. So, we'll see. Oh, Matt, bringing it. Lunch show, rank these in order. Jersey. Okay, so we're going to go corporate. I think we should all chime in here. So it's Jersey Mike's, Potbelly, and Jimmy John's. Tough. I like spice. Okay. I do like a hot sandwich, which puts Jersey Mike's and Potbelly in the probably in the leader. But I'm going to go Potbelly. But I think I'd make a case if all 3 of these shops were next to each other, and I probably 3 straight days. I'm going into one. I might go into each of them. I might go Jersey Mike's one day, Potbelly one day, Jimmy John's the next. So here, let's see. Thomas, you're going Potbelly 1, Jimmy John's 2, Jersey Mike's 3. Jones likes the order that they were already in. Okay, I'm totally digging it. I like the. Let's make this a lunch show. Like what I get this. Let's see. What do we got here? Got some pumpkin seeds here. Healthy fiber. A lot of fiber. Pumpkin seeds. So I've already polished off the sandwich, as I mentioned earlier in the show. So, Thomas, you're going Potbelly. I like it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So let's talk some Bears. Okay. Caleb Williams just met the media, as I mentioned. Okay. And let me get to our topic. Jaden Daniels did not practice today. Let's see, like the Bears at the Commanders after the bye week. They moved to the 325 start. We all know that. But just a little, tip of the cap in case you forgot. This is a 325 kick because Jaden Daniels, the matchup of 1 versus 2. Well, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to see Jaden Daniels. He did not practice. Earlier in the week, Dan Quinn said he's week to week. When you have a rib injury like that, I think it like monitoring it week to week. But you got a veteran in Marcus Mariota who looked really sharp, albeit the Carolina Panthers played almost all of the game. So you got a veteran in that spot. You don't have to change your offense at all because Marcus Mariota runs basically the exact same plays type as Jaden Daniels. So you don't have to change your offense. So that was a pretty smart signing by the Commanders to go out and get a guy that you don't have to make changes for if there's an injury in front of you. It's disappointing, I think, that, we're not going to, well, look, he's not been ruled out. Okay. He's not been ruled out, but it's Wednesday. If there's no practice tomorrow, I'm saying he's not playing. For the Bears, we had news from Matt Eberflus that Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon did not practice today. So as we know, Jaquan Brisker, recovering from the concussion he suffered a couple of weeks ago, they gave him the week off. Well, I shouldn't say they gave him the week off. He did not go to London. He had that game off. And then, of course, the bye week, there was a lot of hope that he'd be ready to go and be just fine. Unfortunately, he's still not practicing. So we'll see there. Kyler Gordon, his status might be a little bit more iffy. The Bears do have good depth in the secondary, and you kind of hope that they'll be able to withstand any type of situation where they don't have a fully full complement in their secondary. So we'll have to see there. I look, it's disappointing as a fan not to have Jaden Daniels. Does it change how I feel about the game? No. Like, I think Mario can't throw deep. To be honest with you guys, if you've watched Jaden Daniels, most of his completions are coming in short routes. He gets rid of the ball quick because they're releasing running backs in the flats, and the tight ends are doing delay block and chips and peeling off into the flats. So let's not confuse Jaden Daniels with the game's best deep ball. Okay. He can throw the ball deep, but the reason for success, Cliff Kingsbury has done a great job of playing to Jaden Daniels' strengths and knowing he's a rookie and going to be starting and seeing a lot of different things for the first time. Historically, the league has caught up to Cliff Kingsbury in the second half of the season. I'm curious to see what that looks like. I mean, 5-2, they've already surpassed last year's win total. And, look, right now it's a playoff preview. Right now, the 2-seeded Washington Commanders are playing the 7th-seeded Chicago Bears. I know it's October, but the fact that Washington and Chicago are in the playoff mix is great for the NFL. Those are historic teams. And I think, will it stay that way? If Washington ends up the 2 seed in the NFC, you might as well just give Dan Quinn the coach of the year and probably Jaden Daniels the rookie of the year right now. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Caleb Williams still wins rookie of the year. That's just my take. I think Caleb Williams still wins rookie of the year. I think he's trending up. Jaden Daniels, obviously, if he's out or misses any more time, that's a big deal. Hey, want to point out something here. I just came back from Downers Grove because I had to do a little site survey. Feldco Football Recap Live with Cap and Tom Waddle and Alex Brown sitting in for Olin Kreutz. Alex Brown sitting in for Olin Kreutz. That's going to be at Hooters and Downers Grove on October 29th, which is Tuesday. If you call, you can make reservations. There's a great spot, plenty of seats available. I mean, it's going to be, I just went there. The ability to see and hear what we're going to be doing with the show, it's going to be great. There'll be live interaction, obviously great food. Come on out. If you're in the area, definitely come. If Downers Grove, you can get there. Okay. If you're in the area, get there, come watch us, come meet us, come say hi. Maybe throw me we'll talk about our favorite lunch spots, but definitely wanted to point out October 29th, Feldco Football Recap Live. One more thing about the Bulls. A lot of people do not. Okay. So I'm trying to find it here. I don't have it. The Bulls are plus 125. Okay. Plus 125 for 30 or more wins. 30 wins is plus money. That tells you that there's not very little expectation for the Bulls. Where do you have the Bulls? Bulls 30 plus wins is plus 125 at DraftKings. I'm going to dabble. Look, I don't expect the Bulls to have 45 wins this year. They've been a play-in team for 2 straight years. They've been very frustrating. And, but plus 125 for 30 wins, if this complement of players can somewhat play together. Jones, about if Caleb continues to play the way he has the past few games, I think he'll pass Dan. I mean, I think he's on his way now. And certainly if there's any issues or any missed time for Jaden Daniels, then yeah, I think you're looking at a situation where Caleb definitely jumps. Malik Neighbors was looking really good, but look at Caleb's last 3 games here. He's not turning the football over. He's 75% completion. So I think he's definitely on his way right now. How about this one? Oh, Christian, here you go. Christian's my kind of guy. 9-1 to get 40 wins. I don't see it, but the value is good. I like the value. I mean, so the Bulls go 40 and 42. They can be under 500 and you're getting 9-1 juice. Christian, I may dabble with you, my friend. Let's can't win if you don't play. Don't hate it. I don't hate it. Some people, the scroll saying Max Crosby's talking Bulls basketball. Okay, okay, all right, all right. I like let's see it. Chris, I hope Jaden Daniels plays. This wouldn't be an interesting game to watch without him. I definitely disagree with. I've watched some of the all-22 of Washington. Even like again, Carolina's Carolina, but they did some really fun stuff last year. Their defense is playing lights out. They're 5-2 not because of Jaden Daniels. They're 5-2 because the whole complement of football is playing really well. The offense, the defense, and the special teams in Washington are playing very complimentary football. And that's honestly, like Dan Quinn, who a lot of teams were trying to line up for the last couple of years in the offseason, and they kept paying him in Dallas to stay there, thinking maybe Mike McCarthy was on his way out. Yet Dan Quinn finally gets a job. They finally let him out of things. I'm trying to pull up the defensive statistics right now because Dan Quinn, known as a defensive coach, as we know, and obviously he's got just an absolute stud quarterback. They're middle of the pack in yards allowed per game. They're about 15th, but it's, I think, just like I said, it's a complementary group playing really good fundamental football. So I think it's a road game off a bye. I think there's this assumption, no Jaden, Bears roll, keep on keeping on. I don't think that at all. It's basically a pick 'em. I think the Bears are -1 right now as we stand. So Scrolly said, hey, it happens every season. A team like Washington has a hot start and then runs into a buzzsaw. Bears are a buzzsaw. Let's go. I don't disagree with you. I think the Bears, the bye, here's what I hate about buys. I love them. I understand them, obviously, and they're needed. I don't like buys early in the year. And this team was like, I mean, what they were doing the last 3 games, each game got more fun to watch. I think that London game was probably the most fun Bears game I've watched in at least a decade. And I mean, I'm just throwing, it might be 2 decades. So, then think about this, Christian. Interesting point. There's been so much this discussion about Caleb Williams going back home. I heard Caleb's availability today, and Caleb said he hasn't been home since high school. He's been home once or twice since he left the DC area in high school. So, I mean, this is a kid that had his own, like, lived alone in his own apartment in high school because the commute was too long. He's a different cat. Okay. But Christian brings up a valid point. Montez Sweat should want to have a big game. Didn't even think about that revenge fun. Like bring that on, bring that on. I think that's an interesting take. We'll see. We'll see Montez Sweat. There's been some game planning around him, but he's played really well. Like the entire defense. Like sometimes you don't need 6, 7, 8, 10 sacks to stand out on the field, or at least on tape. Maybe not in the in the box score. Jones, what do you got here? I'm concerned the Bears buzzsaw will be the divisional games all being within the last 6 weeks. Such a strong division, best division of football. All 4 teams today are in the playoffs. It's unheard of. Look, if you think there's anybody in the division, I think the Lions are the best team in the NFC. And it's to me, it's Lions and Chiefs, and then it's everybody else when you're talking about the podium right now. But if you think the Lions, Vikings, or Packers are like lined up saying, lick my chops, let's play the Bears, I think you're wrong. I think that you have a shot here to at least split some of these games. Right? That's best case scenario, right? Best case scenario is you split against Green Bay, you split against Detroit, you split against Minnesota. I feel, I don't know. I don't want to. I know my buddy Matt Spiegel, I believe, said the Bears are going to sweep the Packers. I feel pretty similar, but I've been burned so many times by that damn team, and so have all of us, that we'll see. Let's just kind of bite our tongues on that. We got guys. You guys are commenting each other now. I think they could shock the Division 2. Bear 51. I don't want it to happen, but I had a dream about this game, and Jane Daniels didn't play, but we lost by 2, and everybody was freaking out because we lost the game. I hope the hell I'm wrong. I hope the hell you're wrong too. But if the Bears lose 24-23, played great football, Caleb had a good game, and they lost on a last-second field goal, I think you're just running into That's just two good teams. I would hate to see the Bears have anything that represented the first 3 games of the year. I'd hate to see anything that looked like the Titans game, the Texans game, or the Colts game. That to me would be more of a bad sign, and I hope to hell I'm wrong. All right, let's do some Bulls tickets. Let's do some Bulls tickets. Let's let me pull it up. Let me explain yet again. Okay. It's time to give away a pair of Bulls tickets, but here's what I need. Okay. I need to absolutely know you can go to the game. If you can go to the game and you have the correct answer, I will send you some tickets. Let me get you where you're supposed to be emailing me. It's going to be just whoever I say is the winner here. You will email this address on the screen right here, lunchwithguff@gmail.com. That's where you'll get your Bulls tickets. So without further ado, here we go. You got to answer these questions. The first ones I see, you will be the winner. Where does Kobe White rank all time for the Bulls in 3-point field goals made? And who will he pass after he hits his first 2 3-pointers this season? He hits 2 3-pointers this season. He jumps up a spot on the chart or on the leaderboard, and he passes which player? If you are the first person that can answer this, you are going to the Chicago Bulls game on Saturday, and that is largely in part to my buddies, Tommy and Bob at SEO Level Up. They are website design and search engine optimization experts and the official digital marketing team of us here at the Recap. And I'll tell you, I talk to them every day. They are as good as they get in their business, folks. Okay. So I thank them for being a proud partner with us. And they, on behalf of SEO Level Up and us here at the Recap, you're going to go to the Bulls game. Sergio Cruz is saying 4th and Ben Gordon. I see a lot of people here chiming in. I have a third, Ben Gordon, Kirk. Kirk is the all-time leader, but I'm putting Sergio up there because the answer is 4th place and Ben Gordon. With 2 3-pointers tonight, Kobe White goes to 3rd all-time. 3rd all-time in 3-point field goals made. For bonus, can anybody name the top 2? We already have Thomas has got Kirk. They're at 1. But who's 2? You know, I'm not gonna hold up the show much longer here, but it'll be somebody that'll make you think. Steve Kerr is the all-time Bulls leader in 3-point field goal percentage at 479, which by the way is unbelievable. But Steve Kerr is 9th all-time in 3-point field goals made. Everyone we got multiple Pippen answers here. We got some Pips, we got some Paxsons, we got multiple Pippins. Levine and Kirk. Christian is correct. Zach Levine is 2nd all-time, by the way, in 3-point field goals made. We have Kyle Korver. So Scottie Pippen's 5th. Here, I'll just give you the top 10 list. A lot of people are going to forget. Heinrich, Levine, Gordon, Kobe White, Scottie Pippen. Here's where it gets fun. Michael Jordan. 7th is Lauri Markkanen. 8th is Nikola Mirotic. 9 is Steve Kerr. And 10 is Andres Nocioni. Yes. Not Kyle Korver. Unfortunately, he wasn't here long enough to get to the 400. 403. Andres Nocioni is 10th all time. So just to make sure our friend Sergio can go to the game. Sergio, can you go to the game? You better be able to go to the game, Sergio. We're keeping this puppy open. And you're going to email me right here. I will forward you those tickets. But Sergio, you need to be going. Yes, Scottie Pippen's son does play for Memphis. Lunchwithguff@gmail.com. Serge, email me there, and we will put a ribbon on this edition of the Recap Lunch Hour with me, Guff. Make sure you check out episode 1 of the White Sox Recap podcast. Me and former center fielder, first-round pick Brian Anderson have teamed up to give you guys a White Sox podcast here on the Recap platform. Why did they screw up giving away Lori Martin? That happens, right? Sometimes the sign and trades don't go your way. Folks, love doing it. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see what Jaden Daniels' status is. Sergio, I need that email. You email me, you are going to the to the Bulls game on Saturday. Let's see. Oh, sorry. What do we got here? Enjoyed the White Sox podcast as much as I could, considering the topic of conversation that's meant to be praised. I appreciate it. We did talk about the new manager, and we did have some fun doing it. So we appreciate the new listens of the new show. We will see you guys again tomorrow. It's the recap lunch hour. We have plenty of content coming today on the channel. We have the recap rush hour, Cap from Jamaica with today's top stories in Chicago and the sports world. And of course, we will have a Chicago Bulls recap. As soon as the game goes final, we will be dropping our first of 82 recaps to come right here on the channel. I'm Ryan McGuffey. This has been the Recap Lunch Hour. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.